you're doing this documentary about poor Tyler and just how much pain he was in. It was an accidental drug overdose that took his life with pain medications, but he was really suffering with headaches and bad symptoms. You look back, Brett, and just for those of you listening, Brett played 16 seasons for Green Bay. He led the team to 11 playoff appearances. He remains the first and only player to win 3 consecutive MVP awards. He helped the team appear in 2 Super Bowls. Was it worth it?
I guess at this point, I would say yes. I'll be honest with you. There is a certain amount of fear that, not all the time, but there's probably not a day that goes by. And if there is, a day or two that goes by, it's not, at least several times a week, there's this fear of what tomorrow will bring. And that wasn't the case when I was playing, first of all, because at that point, concussions were not looked at as, it was just a minor bump, get your butt back in the game, go play. And I don't blame anybody because then no one thought concussions were a major issue, including me. Now you see Tyler Sash, Junior Seau, Dave Dorson, and I could go on and on. Guys that love life, like Junior Seau was a great player. And if there was a person that I would have said, that person will live forever and will love every day that he's living, that would have been Junior Seau. And boom, he kills himself. And, so I see those, I hear about those, and I think I would never be that way. And I'm sure Junior Seau would have said the same thing. Tyler Sash would have said the same thing. Dave Dorson, as an example, would have said the same thing. But yet it happened to them. And, ALS, excuse me, for example, they don't know a lot about ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. But one thing they do know is that head trauma, the more head trauma you have, concussions, it ups your chances of having a neurological disease, and doesn't guarantee it, but it certainly doesn't help. So that being said, I often, I don't pinch myself, but I think, boy, probably haven't done myself many favors. Would I do it the same way over again if I had the chance? Or would I change the way I played or how long I played? I don't know. Maybe I would have been more cautious. My last play in history, from 5th grade to my last year of retirement, just happened to be a major concussion where I was out for a minute or two. When I woke up on the field, I was snoring and had no clue what the Chicago Bears were doing in my living room as I thought I was in. And there's no good time to have a concussion. There's certainly, a major concussion, having it at 40 years old. I remember walking off the field, I said, I'm done. Now, did I do it a little too late? I hope that I didn't. And so that's that fear of what tomorrow will bring. Again, I'm very blessed. I'm able to do a lot of the things I enjoy doing. I think there's some memory issues. I think sometimes my speech is affected. Is that a result of the concussions in football or just being over 50? And maybe the answer is a little bit of both. But that, if I'm able to proceed like I am now, that would be okay. But I certainly don't want to progress into something like Tyler Sash or Junior Seau or Dave Dorson, or those examples. So there's that fear.
What's your message then, Brett, to moms and dads who have 8-year-olds who want to join Pee Wee tackle football, who have kids who are going through high school who want to play tackle football? They don't know how, but they they look forward to doing it. What's your advice?
First of all, there should not be tackle football for Pee Wee, even junior high. They should play flag football. Now, I have caught hell from a lot of people for saying that in the past. Oh, how dare you? You know, the quote unquote toughest man in football is saying to play flag football. Well, if there was anyone you should listen to, I'm not saying I'm the expert, but there's no reason for a 8 to 10 to 12 to 14-year-old kid to play tackle football. Teach the fundamentals, let them play flag football, let their head mature just a little bit more. Keep in mind what Dr. Malu said, there's never a good time to play tackle football. But if you can protect the youth just a little bit from head injuries, isn't that a good thing? And that's what I try to get across to parents. I have 3 grandsons. The oldest is a 9th grader. The next is a 6th grader, and then a 3rd grader. The 3 combined have never once said they wanted to play football. And I will never encourage them to play football. I'm not knocking football, but if they said they wanted to play, I would support them. But I can't go to the Pee Wee League and say, no tackle, play flag, unless everybody does it. I just think that it's our responsibility to protect our youth. And this is one good way of doing it. But you got to do it. One state can't do it and the other one do it. We all need to do it. And this fear of, well, they're going to lose their toughness. I think it's a bunch of baloney. If you're tough, and so be it. But if you can't have an opportunity, I mean, you got some kids that go out and play tackle that are twice as big as the other kid. They don't know anything about form or fundamentals. And
yes,
one kid. So we need to be the one to protect them.
Yeah, that is so true. Even our son, they had to play it in school. And he spent just a couple months on the team, like, oh my God, because it was 7th and 8th grade combined. And so you got kids, 8th grade, by the time you finish 8th grade, some of these kids are like almost 15 in some circumstances, especially because people are starting their kids later now.
Right.
They look like men versus the beginning of 7th grade when the kids were late bloomers. They're scrawny and small. And we were like, what's happening? Like it was scary. So you're absolutely right about that's a little young to be doing tackle football. But where does this lead us, Brett? Because as we kicked it off by saying, and I don't have to tell you this, Americans love football. They love the NFL. I mean, it seems like to me, if I'm queen for a day and I can do whatever I want, I should get rid of this. I should stop. I don't want to see these players get hurt. We saw that, I can't pronounce his name, but it's Tagliaviola of the Dolphins.
Tua.
And that concussion.
Just call him Tua.
Yeah, Tua. He got hurt so badly and we were all watching like, oh no. Does NFL football need to go away? Does it need to continue but be softer somehow? It seems like they kind of tried that, but it hasn't really
Well,
worked.
You and I know this, and this we know for a fact. Football is not going away. NFL football is not going away.
Did you know there's nearly $1 trillion of infrastructure and pandemic funds yet to be spent? Yes, that's right. There is a massive amount of dough that this lame duck administration is pushing hard to spend in its last few months. If the president is able to push these funds out, we could see another prolonged inflation surge, just like during COVID. But there's hope. A gold IRA from Birch Gold Group can be an inflation hedge for your savings in uncertain times. To see how to protect your IRA or 401k, get your free info kit on gold by texting the word MK to 989898. Birch Gold makes it seamless to roll over your retirement account while preserving your tax advantage status. Don't wait for the president's spending spree to potentially tank the dollar further. Protect your financial future right now. Text MK to 989898 for your free info kit from Birch Gold. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.